Welcome back, everybody, to Crows of Judgment. And if you were on stream with us last night, we went on for a very long time going over Emily Artful's video, as well as the interaction that took place after the video with her and another content creator. Now, I've tried to be as fair as I can with her video, and the most tepid criticism I can give it is that the video is too long, right? It is filled with things that she says she cannot prove, and things that she says she doesn't have receipts for. But there is a lot in here that I think is good. And I wanted to do what I think Emily should have done, is take certain things that she can prove and segment it out into a smaller video. Like, leave this one up. It's got 1.3 million views. Clearly people are watching it and picking it apart. But it's hard to sit through and it's hard to digest for the average person, right? And I'm not trying to be mean to people, but not too many individuals can sit through 2 hours. And also, when you are dropping something that you say is like an expose, it exposes them, you have all these receipts, to then do a lot of the beginning of the video not showing receipts. That part was like, it sounded me the wrong way. But when we want to talk about establishing the type of person Shannon is, right? Being a manipulative person. I think that Emily actually did it really well at this part of her video because, and I've mentioned this before, right? We can see that Shannon has tried to kind of manipulate people and use the fact that she was homeless to gain sympathy. She's also used it to attack people. In the case, this was a tweet that was sent out. CreepShow Art lost over 50,000 subs in just over a week and hasn't said anything yet. What is her plan here? Yeah, I don't think that she has any type of plan at all. But this is someone named Grim. Now, Grim used to be in our streams all the time. If you haven't seen him, Grim has his own YouTube channel, which I suggest you check out. But back in the end of last year, or maybe the beginning of this year, Grim had an interaction with CreepShow Art. CreepShow Art was just being a nasty person, and anyone who wasn't part of like that kind of circle with her, if you just kind of looked at some of the things that she would regularly say, she was always kind of a nasty person, right? When he was on your YouTube channel, then she would pretend to be, you know, the good girl and everything, which if you've seen the lolcow stuff, you know that shit ain't true. But she is not going to say anything, and she'll take a bit to upload. But when she does upload again, she'll just act like nothing happened and continue on. Which I think Grim might be correct there because I don't see any other way of doing it. She may issue an apology and just do what John Swan's doing. But who knows? I don't think that she has a plan. I don't think that she thought it was going to explode this way. But this person who goes by Based Karen Cynical said, "Didn't you make a joke about her being homeless? Then she got upset and deactivated her account." And I see from Grim, that was a few months back, like December or January, and that was when I got slammed by all her stans and other creators that were her friends. It wasn't a joke. I just made the statement that she seemed nicer when she was homeless. Yeah. And the exact wording of it, to my recollection, was you were a nicer person when you were homeless. Now, after Grim tweeted that at Shannon, Shannon made statements about how people were bringing up her past trauma of being homeless and using that against her, and this was forcing her to deactivate her Twitter account. Grim was being slammed by everybody, and well, look, I do appreciate Bo Black's archiving skills and everything. Back at the time, one thing that really pissed me off and upset me was Bo Black's took an old video of Grim's before a certain movie had come out, where Grim had given his opinion on it. But again, this was before it came out, before anyone knew what was actually in the film. And later, Grim had done another video after it came out, like slamming the film, right? But Bo Black's took the first video, put it out on Twitter and said, you know, this you, and everybody started calling Grim a P word, right? I'm pretty sure Boblax kind of knew what he was doing at the time. I don't think he's ever apologized for it. I don't really think that it matters at this point. But because of Shannon trying to kind of weaponize the homelessness thing, Grim got a ton of hate at the time, like a massive amount of hate, right? But Shannon was homeless, but not exactly not exactly by force. In fact, she exposes that there's a video from Shannon's current boyfriend, who was with her at the time, where he talks about how they planned to be homeless for about a year, right? They did it because they wanted to save on rent. They were still buying recording equipment. And as someone from California, that is entirely believable. There are people that choose to be homeless in California because it's so expensive to live out there, and they want to live in the big cities where rent, I mean, some rent in California, like San Francisco, you'll see like $3,000 studio apartments. And by studio apartments, I mean less than 1,000 square footage, right? So I thought this was like amazing, right? Because everybody knows that Shannon will bring up her homelessness situation as kind of a gotcha on people, right? The reason why I acted this way is because I was homeless and it traumatized me. Oh, you're attacking me because I was homeless and you're bringing up my past trauma. Oh, let me do videos about how I was homeless. Please, sympathy views. And it's all bullshit. So let me play the part from her video so you can all see it, because this is something that I really did appreciate from Emily's video, even though I am still critical of the video as a whole.
And having to live in her car, she did that to me. Allegedly. Hi, future Emily here. So Shannon was never technically quote unquote homeless. I mean, she was without a home, but in the traditional sense, her and Anthony were homeless by choice. And I know that because listen to what Anthony says in this video he posted on his YouTube channel in August of last year.
So in this video, I wanted to go over what it was like to be homeless, or kind of partially be homeless, living out of a car for about 2.5, 3 years or so. And keep in mind, this was a conscious decision to do this. We didn't get evicted and thrown out on the street or something like that. We planned for this for about 6 months to about a year or so. And I also thought it would be kind of fun to go over the...
So, again, he even said, we weren't evicted. We planned to do this for 6 months to a year, right? Shannon wanted to be homeless. And I know when I say that, and you can hear him saying it too. But if I say they wanted to be homeless a month ago, right? I imagine people would be up my ass about it, right? But it is a thing. It is a thing that people in California do, right? There are facilities you can still go. You can get cleaned up. You can get bathed. You can use bathrooms at restaurants. You can go to the gym to shower. Gym membership, Planet Fitness, I want to say is like $12 or something. But I've even known people who have done this, right? It is an actual thing. And he's even talking about how he was buying expensive recording equipment, right? So they weren't strapped for cash at all. They did it because they just didn't want to pay rent in California. They wanted to live out of their car. It was cheaper. It was more affordable. And hey, well, I would never do it myself. This was their choice. So then to see her show this in her video and then go back to videos where Shannon is bringing up the trauma, the hoarding, how it gave her PTSD, right? She literally said this gave her PTSD. I'm going to apologize right now because I imagine I'm going to get him up with a really clickbait title. Something like Shannon abuses the homeless, because she absolutely did, right? There are people who are homeless who choose to be homeless, who choose to save on rent. They still have resources. They still have income. But then there are people that did not have a choice, right? They couldn't afford to pay rent. They couldn't afford to have a car, right? They didn't have resources. They didn't have income. They are heavily addicted to substances. They have mental health problems. when you listen to Shannon talk about her homelessness, she talks about it in a way where it wasn't a choice. It was extremely traumatic. And we know now that that is bullshit. Now, to be fair to Shannon, maybe when after they had decided and planned it out, and even as her boyfriend is buying up this expensive recording equipment, which, to be fair, they could have gone onto Craigslist and found a roommate for like, you know, $1,000 a month, and like, because there are people who do that too. They were spending all the money on recording equipment and shit, right? This is disgusting to me. It is absolutely disgusting to me. And as someone who really, if you've ever listened to me talk about California and brought up like the homeless population in California, I'm referring to people who really just do not have resources, or they are suffering in some way that prevents them from gaining those resources. Not someone who is as gross and disgusting as Shannon, who chooses to do it, right? Which, hey, if you want to, that part's fine, but then goes on to make like sympathy videos about how she was traumatized and got PTSD and yada, yada, yada. I really did appreciate, again, this part of Emily's video. And as difficult as it is to like sit through it, if you do have the ability, I would say do something like this, where you just like skip forward to things where you can see her showing things, which is the only easiest way I can say it. Someone said in the comments section that there were like timestamps for people. I couldn't find it. I wish Emily could pin that. But yeah, look, I said it during the stream, and I know I'm like a broken record at this point. I think Emily should do the same thing I'm doing right now. Take the segments where she can actually show something, show that, and talk about it, right? That would have been so much better, and I think that she still has the opportunity to do that if she wants to. But honestly, I also understood that this video by Emily was less of an exposed on Shannon and more of her talking about her personal experience and trauma from Shannon. I guess I'm trying to be as fair as I can here, because after watching it, I can tell that Emily has been through a lot of shit. My co-host Aura said the exact same thing, but I feel like she should, upload something where she takes out her own her own statements and things where she says that she cannot prove, and just upload shorter videos with the things that she can, because that is far more damning. Now, in terms of this thread here, beyond just having Grimmin involved in it, she's clearly not doing that hot, right? Like, this is not good at all. And normally I don't like to bring up sub losses as a way of saying like this person did bad or this person did good. Anytime someone's involved in controversy, they do lose subs. But in this situation, I don't think CreepShow really has anything that she can say to defend herself for the things that she has been accused of. And I have to say accused, I can't say confirmed, because she does have an explanation for some of this. It's just absurd and ridiculous. But y'all let me know what you think in the comments section. Hopefully I have been as fair as I can on this. And to be clear, I've never liked CreepShow art. I've never liked Shannon. My first interaction with Shannon was a largely negative one. I've seen her be nasty. I've seen her be manipulative. And even back when, she tried to weaponize her homeless situation against Grim and deactivated her Twitter account, I pointed out at the time, like, she's got these videos talking about it, right? So why would anyone think that she's not comfortable talking about it? Anyways, guys, you let me know what you think in the comments section. I'm going to go ahead and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.